This video is brought to you by SoccerPro.com, bringing you all the latest soccer gear at everyday low prices with no membership fees. Don't forget to use coupon code SR4U at checkout for 10% off any order of $75 or more. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you a traction test. Today we're going to be comparing the CR7 Nike Mercurial Vapor 9 to the Messi Adidas F50 Adizero MyCoach 2. Now these are the two signature models for both Ronaldo and Messi, arguably two of the best players in the world right now, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to compare the two when it does come to overall performance and traction. Now the way that these traction test videos work is I run the shoes through a couple different drills that require quick changes of direction and really push the limits of the traction on both of these two shoes, allowing you to see how each of the models is actually performing as opposed to just me telling you how they perform. Now, each of these drills are performed at high speed, full sprint, and I'm trying to change direction as quickly as possible, but I'm going to show you these drills in slow motion so you're able to see the overall performance of the shoe. Now, there are a couple things you should look out for during these slow motion clips. One is look out for movement in the upper, because if my foot is moving around and the upper is kind of moving side to side, that means you're going to have less stability when you are making quick changes of directions. Two, you want to make sure that the shoe is not sliding once your foot is planted, so look out for any sliding once the foot has planted and dug into the ground. And three, you want to look out for any kind of grass kicking up when my foot leaves the ground. The more grass that kicks up and dirt that moves around, that means the shoe is digging in deeper than if the ground were just to kind of stay as it were. So just look out for those three things. And just to give you guys a sense of how fast this is actually happening, I'll show you a couple drills at full speed. Alright, now that you have an idea of how fast this is actually happening, we'll move on to the slow motion clips. The first drill is a 10-yard sprint to an immediate stop and then accelerating in the opposite direction. So you can see with the Adizeros you get a really solid plant, it digs into the ground pretty easily, but there is a little bit of movement in the upper, and that's not to say that the shoe doesn't fit well, it's just that the super thin sprint skin synthetic does have a little bit of stretch to it when put in high stress situations. When you look at the MV9, again, there still is a little bit of movement in the upper. I would say a little bit less than what you're going to find in the Adizero, and that's just mainly because the Vapor has such a tight fit about it. Really nice shoe. It has that soft synthetic, and it doesn't seem to stretch as much as the thin sprint skin synthetic will. The next drill I have here is a sprint parallel to the camera with a one-step 90-degree cut accelerating away. So here you can see that the Adizero plants really nicely, and you have a little bit of kind of maneuverability once your foot is planted in the forefoot, which is definitely a good thing, as well as the flexibility of the sole plate. With the Vapor 9, you can see it's one solid plant, and your foot is pretty much stuck in the ground. Having those two heel studs also does a good job as far as keeping your foot planted, and again, it's just not necessarily better, but it is a different feel. The next one here is just a 1 foot push-off, using my right foot here, my stronger foot, and just pushing away, seeing how much I can kind of dig up the ground and how much grip I can get in one single step. And you can see with the Adizeros, they don't dig up the ground too much, mainly because the studs do have a slightly larger surface area, so they don't penetrate the ground as easily as the Vapors will, but you still get plenty of grip at push-off. And again, the flexibility of the sole plate is key here. With the Vapor, again, those studs are very sharp and very narrow, so they penetrate the ground really easily, providing great push-off points on your foot. Because there are so few studs, like I said, they just dig in very easily, and you get tons and tons of grip at push-off. That's pretty much it as far as the slow motion segment goes, and I'll leave you to my final thoughts. So, which one is better than the other? It's kind of a tough call, and I would say that it really depends on the playing conditions rather than saying one is better than the other at all times. When it comes to the Vapor 9, if you are playing on ideal playing conditions where the ground is a little bit softer, then there's nothing else out there like the Vapor 9. The narrow studs penetrate the ground so easily, and you get just this insane amount of grip when planting your foot and pushing off, which is really unbeatable in comparison to anything else out there on the market. But if the ground is a little bit harder, the Vapor 9 for me is just not an overall good performer, and I would much prefer something like the Adizero. You have much larger surface areas on the studs themselves, which make for a more stable feel, plus you have that extra flexibility in the sole plate that really does allow you to have as many studs under your feet as possible, no matter which way you twist and turn, and that's a big deal. So is one better than the other? Not necessarily. It really depends on the type of playing conditions, but overall both of these are some really great performing soccer shoes when it does come to traction. So if you do have any other questions regarding these two shoes, feel free to leave your comment down below. And also if you have any other suggestions for two shoes you would like to see go head to head in another traction test, leave your comments down below and I definitely will take a look at them. If you did enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like. And also, if you're not subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button for daily videos on all the latest soccer gear. Any questions you guys have not related to the video, go ahead and ask that on the SR4U Facebook fan page, which you can find linked down below in the description. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram account name is VujoJosh. You can go ahead and look me up, or again, the link can be found down below in the description. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.